everybody that took time out of their day to come and join us today. This is a statement from the Dog Legislation Council of Canada, and it goes as follows. Thanks so much to the Pitbull Co-op and Zeldanista for your hard work in putting together this anti-BSL peaceful protest. We regret that we cannot be present today in person, but appreciate the opportunity to provide a short statement to be read on behalf of the Dog Legislation Council of Canada. The DLCC, a national non-profit corporation, was founded in 2003. We actively work to implement non-discriminatory, effective pet-related laws and bylaws. The bulk of our efforts are here in Ontario, but we also have worked extensively in BC, the Maritimes, and other areas, putting out BSL and other fires. We have successfully worked with legislators to replace discriminatory measures with fiscally responsible, enforceable, and fair legislation. We have been involved in dozens of individual cases, mostly in Ontario. We have guided dog owners through the process of defending themselves. If people are willing to go to court, most cases are successful. We help people find lawyers, share legal information needed for defense, and walk people through the process. We have a network of experts whose help has been invaluable. No organization knows more about the Dog Owners Liability Act than the DLCC. We promote the Calgary model and work with lawmakers to ensure they understand there are alternatives to oppressive laws such as BSL, pet limits, and mandatory neutering. All policies that result in unnecessary misery for pets and the people who love them. We funded the constitutional challenge here in Ontario. That case went to the Supreme Court of Canada, where we were denied a hearing without reasons. We had significant portions of the law struck at Superior Court, but the Ontario Liberal government appealed and the appellate court reinstated the language we had removed. The unlimited resources of provincial government, as well as the assumption that the legislation doesn't make mistakes, mean that cases of this type are very difficult to win. The Ontario Liberals even send lawyers from the Attorney General's constitutional team to fight dog owners in individual cases. The current government is one that will not admit its mistakes or try to correct them. It is all about being right, regardless of the cost to citizens and their families. Fortunately, most Ontarians are now aware of exactly how unfit this government has been. When all was said and done, the court case cost nearly $750,000 and we are still paying for it. Who knew it would take this long to restore sanity to Ontario? Who would have thought the incompetent Liberals would still be in power nearly a decade later? We have had 3 private members' bills passed through the House. The most recent was tri-party supported and only needed to be called for a final vote when McDonald prorogued Parliament. All bills died on the floor at that time. People often ask how they can help. The best thing to do is contact your member of the provincial parliament, preferably by phone, mail, or fax, to ask them to vote in favor of any bills that seek to remove Ontario's breed-specific legislation. This is important regardless of the party of your MPP, and especially if they are in opposition. If you can book a meeting to speak with them in person, so much the better. There is a handout at the information table about how best to speak with legislators about BSL. I urge you to grab one of those and use it as a reference. It is also very important that the signed, hard copy petitions be sent in to MPPs so that they know that people in their riding want the breed ban removed. Those 2 things, which cost almost nothing and require only minimal action, are the best way to help at this time. Since the legislature is closed into the fall and there is currently no bill to remove BSL on the table, we are in a bit of a holding pattern. Knowledgeable dog owners are not the only ones fighting for their rights in Ontario. There are many other citizens who have been on the receiving end of the Ontario Liberals' dictatorial approach to government. Fighting to restore civil liberties is a tough business and not for the faint of heart. We will succeed in overturning the breed ban in Ontario. We confidently say this because there are a group of dedicated, passionate dog owners in this province who will not quit until this law is repealed. We hope that all dog owners and other owners who are concerned about their property rights will stand with us to right this terrible wrong. Remember, democracy is not a spectator sport. The support of caring people is needed if we are to prevail. Thank you so much, everybody.